So this morning Konami dropped on us the upcoming updates for November, and of course we are like 6 hours late or something stupid. Is what time to come out? Yeah, 6 AM, so I was asleep, but we're now awake and we can now react to this month, which we know we have a KC Cup. And usually with KC Cup months, that means the rest of the month is kind of lackluster. Maybe there'll be one unlock event and the rest will be kind of roaming events or campaigns like a Duel Quest or Mission Circuit, those kind of things. So I'm expecting the worst, but I'd like to be surprised. So let's dive right in, see what we can get, and hope for the best, because after this month, I think Duel Links needs a pretty stellar month. Maybe in terms of reward cards, but in general, I think for newer players, it needs to show that, you know, they can have a really good event. Early November, obtain a legendary Duelist Transcend Game Part 2. An unknown Duelist is coming back to Duel World. Collect event items to challenge her to Superconscious Duels. This is most likely going to be the Prana, not Sarah, because we saw that the Prana then got some updated skills. Now, if it was Sarah, which would make a lot of sense if it, you know, we got revealed to us at the end of the last event that it was actually Sarah, but clearly they're using the unknown Duelist term again, saying that character is coming back rather than Sarah's coming back. This could mean we're getting unknown Duelist and Sarah as separate unlocks, which is really cool. Now, would Sarah be more hype? Yes, I think it would, but this could also be pretty cool. And what I'm wondering is, if you've seen in the game files, you'll know that the Prana, the unknown Duelist, doesn't have their own like summoning animation line kind of thing, or the image. You know, like Sarah has the one with her hand out, and Kaib has the one where his hand's up. Doesn't have that one for the unknown Duelist, so maybe they'll go back and add some more art for her. Who knows? Starting off the month with a bit of a banger, that's pretty good. Hopefully we get some more cubic support in there, not just like Constellar support, because then that's kind of lackluster, but I think they'll go out of their way to at least give Cubic some form of support. And of course, if we can get the skills to give us V-Jump, or the 8800 Pulse skills, which makes Doozer a pretty big boy on the field, that should be a pretty fun character to mess around with. And again, probably will go up to level 30, which is a bit disappointing, but what can you do? Then we have the Mission Circuit is underway in early November, getting the new SR card Centaur Mina. Okay, so we talked about this in our most recent video, in the Tank Force video, so let me go get that card up and let's go talk about it again. Then we have Centaur Mina, a level light 6-star fusion of Sacred Knight Spearholder and Horse of the Flora Knights. This, of course, we've had both of those from previous Mission Circuit events, so now we can go into her. This is one of Sherry's ace monsters, so maybe now we could build a Sherry-focused deck without the character actually in game. Once per turn, during each of your turns, you can negate the activation of a trap card and return it to its original position. So it's kind of like Shien plus Scrapper and Scarecrow in a way. That's kind of the best way to describe it. It's not very good. I don't think this will see play whatsoever outside of a fun character-based deck that, you know, you might use in a private match with your friends, but beyond that, doesn't seem too good and something I probably wouldn't, you know, worry about not getting if you miss it. So it's cool, but, you know, nothing that's going to be meta-changing. So cool card, cool we're getting it, but again, not amazing. Okay, moving on, KC Cup in mid-November, of course, to the 25th. That's a huge time. Tour Guide's bigger mission, of course, going alongside with it. That's fine. Kiteroid. Okay. We talked about this in our video again. But we should have a ton of Tag Force cards, because that's going to be pretty cool if we do. That is really cool. So let's get Kiteroid up and see exactly what he does again, because I think he was a pretty good hand trap. I think this card might make a little bit of a splash in the meta of Duel Links. So let's see. So Kiteroid, level 1 machine, wind. Activate when you discard this card from your hand during the damage calculation after a direct attack. Any bout damage you receive becomes 0. So that's really good, stopping a direct attack, stopping the OTKs going off. Only once, if you move this card from the game when it's in your graveyard, any bout damage you receive from a direct attack becomes 0. So stopping 2 direct attacks, and it sounds like, if they don't errata this, this is 2 attacks within the same turn. So you can stop an OTK going off. That's really good. I think this card will be teched in to pretty much any deck, and even in like a Neos Fusion based deck, you just put this in the graveyard, and then you have another protection. You have like Bacon Saver, and this as 2 attack stoppers. This is where this card will see play. A very good card again. An anime Tag Force card we haven't had in the TC yet, so always pretty cool, and especially one that can actually be used and actually be a good free-to-play alternative for things like Sphere Karibo. That's really nice. I think this is more, right now in Duel Links at least, more useful than Sphere Karibo, so that's really cool. I decided to put this in as an event card rather than put it in as a box and go from there. So Kiteroid looking really good this month so far. Really good on rewards, but a little bit meh so far in terms of actual new events. Next up, we have the Tag Force tournament coming. The Tag Duel tournament coming, of course. We knew about this one for the leaks. Violon Prism and Dark Archetype. So, I know Prism we talked about in a video, I think another leak video. And I think Dark Archetype is another Tag Force card. So, let's load those up and see exactly what they do. Because I think Prism's going to be very, very good for the Violon deck. And Dark Archetype might be Sacred Beast support, but I can't remember. So, Violon Prism, a level 4 Thunder Tuner. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you can pay 500. Target one face-up monster you control. Equip this card to that target. Then if you equip monster battles, it gains 1000 attack during the damage step only. That's really, really, really good. Especially since you can, this card effect will trigger when you do a Synchro Summon. So, you Synchro this off, go into your big Violon Omega, I think it is a 3200.1, and then you equip this, it's now 4200 when it battles, so that's really the point where it's important, is when it battles. There's not really anything in Duel Links that just like does burn damage based on the attack points the card has or something. So really the 1000 attack point bonus only during the damage step is fine, but this is probably one of the best cards Violon has, and getting it via an event rather than the card trader is going to mean this is going to be one you do want to make sure you get at least 3 off if it's available as 3 off, because otherwise it might be a while before it comes back via the card trader EX or via a ticket or something, so definitely try and get this one. Then we have Dark Archetype, another anime card, level 4 spellcaster. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one monster from your deck with an attack less than or equal to the amount of battle damage you receive from a battle involving this card. This basically searches out every single card in the game. Obviously, the amount of battle damage you took is going to be kind of small, because you figure if you're going against Blue Eyes, then it's like 1600 points of damage, Dark Magician is 1100, Dark Lords is like 1400, so it might not be too good, but there might be some broken, really weak card that I'm missing that could combo very well with this, that usually takes a lot of setup to get out, but this just searches it out, and then of course you can start comboing off with that. So maybe this will see some play in a very niche circumstance, but beyond that, I don't know. I might be missing something, I probably am, let me know down below, but yeah. Cool card, cool anime card, but definitely a interesting one nonetheless, and of course, like Violon Prism from before, Violons could be making a comeback to being a pretty decent, free-to-play deck, so both pretty cool. And back we go, we have Alluring Lexus in Duel World, and okay, I'm just scroll down a little bit more. We have Yubel and Jaden coming to the gate, and that is it. Okay, so the checking the list of your opponent's turn thing is going to be postponed. That's a bit, it's a bit of a shame, but Yubel and Jaden Yubel coming to the gate is always a good thing. It now means that we are free from the curse of infinite Yubel events, which is really, really good, and people that miss the emergency call skill, not the emergency call skill, the ultimate fusion skill, can now get those skills later in November, so that's pretty cool. But Alluring Alexis, what are you giving us? You are Cyber Tutubon, an SR card, Magnificent Machine Angel. Tutubon, actually, funnily, was leaked to come out as a rank reward, like the second season after Cyber Angels were introduced to Duel Links. So, given it's taken them so long to bring it out, I wonder if this card is going to be really, really good for the deck. So let's take a look at them. I think both of those cards are going to be pretty good for that strategy, so let's see. So, Cyber Tutubon, a level 5 Earth Warrior. You can special this card from your hand by tributing one warrior or one fairy type from your hand or field. This, straight away, combos really well with Cyber Angels because they all have effects that work when they're tributed. So I believe Egerton gives 1000 attack points to a ritual monster you control when it's tributed, and then Ben 10 when it's tributed gets used to search your deck. So that works really well with that deck. This card might be a staple in the Cyber Angel strategy. If this card is tributed for a ritual summon, you can target one ritual spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. That is just really good as well, because then you can recycle your machine into rituals, your absolute rituals. I believe there was another one that's introduced with the last Cyber Angel card we got, Isana. So, really, really good card overall. I can see why they waited so long to bring it to the game, especially from waiting so early on in Cyber Angel's life cycle, because this card would have made the deck even more broken, just giving it more ways to at least generate some advantage and generate board advantage when you didn't have immediate access to Dakini. So, very, very nice card. Then we have Magnificent Machine Angel, a quick play spell card, with Dakini on the cover with Petit Angel and Cyber Egg Angel, which we don't have in Duel Links just yet, but Petit Angel is at least now free at 1. Tribute a Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand or field. Okay, it will then get its effect off again, so you can see why this card is already pretty good. Then target a light fairy you control, it gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster attributed times 200. So if you tribute a Dakini, that's plus 1600 until the end of this turn. That's really good to use this during the damage step. Very, very nice card. This turn, if it battles an opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, that monster effects negate during the battle phase only. Hard once per turn on this card. Very, very nice. That is really, really good. Giving Cyber Angels a bit of an advantage over Synchro decks and Fusion Heavy decks. That's always really, really nice to see. And in general, both these cards just work so well to enhance that whole mechanic Cyber Angels have of getting a benefit off when they're tributed, because they don't just need to be tributed for a ritual summon. It can be for a econ take, for a normal effect or whatever. So very, very nice. Definitely a pretty good overall, a pretty good month in terms of Duel Links. Like, not amazing because there's no like standout new event apart from the unknown game or the Transcend game Unknown Duelist Unlock, which is going to be very, very cool to have in Duel Links very early on November. So not too long to wait for that one. But some cool new reward cards. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more in terms of cards from Alluring Alexis. Maybe not. But I'm guessing this month the box that's coming with the KC Cup is going to be a big meta-changing box. Maybe Black Wings, maybe Glad Beasts, who knows. But yeah, let me know down below what you think of this month. It was pretty good overall. And yeah, see you next August video. See you then.